It's time for Lorehammer!
Or Yourhammer.
If you've never played this before, it's a fun game where Tom and I tell each other 2 stories of Warhammer lore. One of which is very true, Lorehammer. One of which is bullshit, made up Yourhammer.
Ooh.
But which is which?
But which is which? Only you can decide. And then hopefully have it revealed. It's a fun game. Big fan of it.
It's my new favourite thing. I think we might just turn the stream into that and then stop playing Total War.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
just stop playing anything.
Just gonna launch Total War in the background.
Yeah, we should probably launch the game. It was updating.
Yeah, we're not just super lazy,
but pretty lazy.
Obviously. Do you want to go first or shall I?
I don't mind.
Okay, I'll go first.
Perfect.
So I've got two tales, Tom.
Okay, I'm hiding chat. Goodbye, chat, because we don't want any
cheats,
sneaky spoilers.
So my first tale of Warhammer lore dates back to the Horus Heresy.
Ooh.
Primarch Perturabo of the Iron Warriors.
Wow. Okay.
Do you know about him?
I can safely say he is... I don't have good Primarch knowledge, but of all of them, I think he is the one that I know the least about.
Perfect. Okay, so a little bit of filler. He's obviously he's the Iron Warrior Primarch, and he is very good at sieges.
I thought that was Rogaldorn.
Correct. So the two of them have an intense rivalry.
Of who's better at sieges.
Yeah, they say that Rogaldorn can build the immovable, impregnable fortress.
Okay.
And only Perturabo could have a chance of impregnating it.
Okay, so is there could Rogaldorn build a fortress that Perturabo couldn't
impregnate?
Yeah, right. Okay.
He's all about banging forts.
Okay, right.
So yeah. That's basically all you need to know. He's master strategist, spends his whole war, while Angron is leading a berserk charge at the front, Perturabo sat there on the strategy map, saying, attack there, do this.
Okay. Just on a side, just lore tangent. Does he have some kind of, borderline psychic ability where he can look at any piece of technology and then he instantly knows all about that technology?
Oh, I don't know. I've not heard of that, but that doesn't mean it's not true, because most of the Primarchs have a weird, unique power that the others don't have. But I haven't heard of that one. Maybe.
It was I think it was when I was looking for some lore stuff. I think it was when I was researching Necrons or something like that. Someone had made a reference to, maybe it was Perturabo, maybe it was just someone else, of has Perturabo ever met the Necrons? How does that work with his? He instantly knows how to build any of their technology by looking at it.
Okay.
Has he not just solved the Necron crisis?
Well, the Necrons didn't wake up until thousands of years after the Horus Heresy.
Oh, is he dead? Let's have you have your story.
Okay, here's the story.
Go off on.
The Iron Warriors, big into their strategic planning.
Right.
That's something they fucking love.
Hence the hazard stripes.
Exactly. Nothing says
very litigiously planned. Okay.
So while Perturabo and his senior officers, they have a whole deck of their ship put aside for theoretical war games.
Fuck me. Okay.
And in this simulation chamber, they've got holo tables that can display whatever you tell them to display, and an AI that can fight against you. But for very specific, very challenging battles, for example, when they were planning to assault the Emperor's Palace on Terra, they would do away with a lot of the holograms and they would build a physical replica wargaming table.
Okay, yeah.
And they would take it in turns to sit opposite sides of the table and play some kind of Warhammer 40k style war game with miniatures and scenery, and to try and improve we need to prepare for every eventuality. What if Rogaldorn did this?
Yeah.
What if I did that?
Yeah.
Not only do they play 40k on their ships to prepare for battle, Perturabo is actually an intense miniature modeler.
Nice.
And he has he's built a little scale Warhound Titan with such care and delicacy. It's got like clockwork innards and LEDs and stuff, and he can press a button and all the lights come on and the noises it makes, and it stomps about like a warhound.
Okay.
And he's like, it's taken him like, he's screwed in screws the breadth of a human hair with his nano screwdriver. Of
course, yeah.
And such delicate, intricate machinery.
Okay.
And he has that like on his shelf.
Is that...
So basically, the story is Perturabo and the Iron Warriors are nerd wargamers, and Perturabo is the biggest nerd of all, getting super into his mega modeling, scale models.
Oh, I was hoping that he was going to be like that guy, and the other Space Marines are like, I don't like doing tactics with Perturabo.
I don't want to play with him. He gets in a mood when he loses.
He gets very annoyed if he's not winning.
I mean, that is true. He's a very grumpy character,
Okay.
and he does get cross.
Does he make the rule set for the game that they're playing?
Yes, he does. Okay. So he gets extra grumpy when he loses.
Okay, fuck.
In fact, there was one time when one of his officers was like, okay, I want to play the scenario Siege of the Emperor's Palace. And he was like, ha, 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 you are welcome to. It's impossible. And he was like, right, but I want you to defend it, Perturabo, not using Imperial Fist Doctrine, like the table's set up for. I want you to defend it with Iron Warriors Doctrine, and let's see how that rolls.
Ooh.
And so Perturabo was like, oh, you're on. And so they played a game of 40k, and it looked like he was starting to lose, and he got very grumpy.
Did you not read the recent FAQ?
I've just written it.
You can't do that. I see my walls.
I get rerolls now.
I get to reroll ones. I need twos. Boom! Fuck you. Wow. Okay. Perturabo. Love it.
What a boy.
That is. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It's so dumb. But, God, I can believe it. Fuck me. Right, cool. Ooh. Okay, number two. Marnius. He's misspelt it.
I know. So, Tom, tell me the two things that we know about this guy.
Okay. Marnius Craglar. He's king of the Space Marines. Also, he has a lizard dog that is a writing desk on his head.
And he does this. He sits on his throne pooping.
He sits on the throne, but no, that's not what I wanted to look at. Here we go. Boom. Explained. He's got a lizard dog, which is also his writing table. Yeah. This one's like, fuck!
Brother, what have they done to you?
Brother! Yeah. And he just poops away on his...
Yeah, I mean, I think this is his toilet paper holder, maybe? Because he's ready to wipe.
But he's got a quill.
That's true. Maybe he has to like sign a purity seal onto each one before he uses them.
Oh, okay.
To sanctify the poop.
Okay, love that. So yeah, Marnius Craglar.
Okay, Marnius Craglar. He's the main character of this new Marvel published comic book. Came out today.
King of the Space Marines.
King of the Space Marines. Now, only we call him King of the Space Marines and Marnius Craglar because of a weird in-joke.
Because other people are dumb.
Because other people are dumb. They call him Marnius Calgar, Chapter Master of the Ultramarines.
But no, Marnius Craglar, King of the Space Marines.
Correct. So, but the funny thing is, Tom, in this brand new comic book is a sweet-ass reference to this classic picture.
Ooh.
Where an Imperial governor who's like, world is under attack. He's like calling for help, and no one turns up for fucking ages.
Okay.
Then the Ultramarines turn up at like the last minute and save the day. And the governor's very grumpy because he's like, it's a planet in Ultramar, like the protected sphere of the Ultramarines. It's their like stable part of the Imperium that is meant to be like not shit.
Cool.
And so when Marnius Craglar turns up and is like, oh, I've saved the day, this governor is like, oh, wow, you deigned to come down from, like, your ivory tower. Oh, Marnius Calgar, King of the Space Marines. You got off your throne for 5 minutes to wander down here with the little people. And so basically he's, like, has a massive go at him, but he calls him King of the Space Marines.
He calls him King of the Space Marines.
And he mentions that he, like, took the effort to, like, climb off of his throne.
Okay.
And come visit the lower people. You know, clearly this throne, the porcelain throne. He didn't actually say porcelain throne, but that's how I interpreted it.
Okay, so just the thing is, this guy calls him King of the Space Marines.
Yeah, and berates him for like sitting on his throne and being like aloof.
Okay, so but it is both of those.
Both of those things.
Oh my god!
He doesn't call him Marnius Craglar, unfortunately.
That's fine. No, but okay, because I can definitely believe like, oh, you came down off your throne. That. Mm-hmm. But King of the Space Marines. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I like it. Okay.
There's another one, isn't there? There's like another famous Marnius Calgar on his throne. This is like the revamp, the remix.
Yeah, weird that they got rid of the lizard dogs. What's up with that?
Yeah. He's got this guy instead.
Oh, maybe they just gave the dog like a cloak.
There's a lizard under there. And he's got a whole stack of toilet paper now.
Wow, man, fucking disrespect of books there. Just bonk.
Also, who drapes a fucking cape over their knee like that?
What the hell? Marnius Craglar. Yeah, the other picture does look a lot better, but
this one's got its charms for sure.
Also, God, like a fur rug by your toilet. That feels
that's bold.
Really,
like
bold.
You don't want to come home drunk.
Yeah. There is no way they call him King of the Space Marines. No way. That would be too good. I think. If that was the case, I would have seen Happy Ben giggling his way all the way into the office, laughing and skipping. Impossible that they call him King of the Space Marines. Absolutely impossible. No way, Jose. But maybe. No, there's no way. There's no way. I will, even if I lose, I'll be so happy. But they can't call him King of the Space Marines. That's our joke, Ben.
I know it's our joke. Why do you think I went to the comic shop?
That's our joke. But no. The other one. Them playing Warhammer. That
with a little robot warhound toy.
That not they can't be King of the Space Marines. That's Yourhammer. I'm cementing it in. That's Yourhammer.
Final answer.
Final answer. No King of the Space Marines. Yes, Perturabo plays Warhammer.
Well, Tom, should we see what chat says?
Oh no. Oh no, chat. What have I done? I'm right, people are saying.
You are right. Tom is right.
Oh.
Marnius Craglar at no point is called King of the Space Marines.
Shit, yeah. That.
As much as I wanted it to be true, sadly not.
Yeah.
Oh. I took a big gamble. I thought having the prop would give it some extra weight.
So there was some other logic going on in my mind that I think a governor wouldn't. They'd take offense if they called someone a king or a space marine. They'd be like, "We don't have kings. There's an emperor. Don't you forget."
I was thinking after I told the story, I was thinking I should have led with the fact that this is a feudal agri world.
Oh, that would have
where they're everyone's a duke and a king and stuff.
That could have sucked me in a bit more, but I was still very much just there's no way. Because we have had that joke for years. And if it was to turn up, it would have been too good. Just...
Well, no, it would have been very good.
How?
Well played, sir.
Got him. Coach.
I wonder if anyone's done any artwork of Perturabo's little toys.
So completely forgetting. So that one is true. All of that stuff.
All of this stuff is true. There's a whole bit in a book called Angel Exterminatus, where like Perturabo is working on his little model Warhound, and then he goes down to like the Strategium where they play a game of Siege the Emperor's Palace with like models and stuff. Some of it's holograms, and some of it's like handcrafted bits.
Okay. Sure.
I thought someone might have done an artwork of it, but they haven't.
Yeah, fuck, man. I just know nothing about him at all. Like,
yeah, it was before the more recent like Horus Heresy books. There wasn't anything about him. He has got like a whole squadron of these fucking bad boys, which are huge because like a normal Space Marine's up to like their knee.
is that an AI?
Yeah, it is.
What?
Oh my god.
Because actually, that was alarm bells ringing when you were like, "Oh yeah, they just play against the AI on the computer." I was like, "Oh, they're not allowed AI. Maybe that's a lie." But
yeah, because there's 8 of these guys following him around. It's like his circle of iron, he calls them. And anytime there's any threat to him, these guys just like turn on and like smash everything.
Fuck, that's cool, man.
They're really nice models. I like them.
Yeah, really cool. Like just having a little squad of them. Well, they just like dreadnoughts effectively in the game.
They're way better than dreadnoughts. Well, there you go. They're Domitar Ferrum class battle autonomer.
Oh, of course, yes.
What else would they be? They're like basically just bigger, better dreadnoughts.
Oh, they're awesome. There was like another one in a cool pose. Which one were we looking at?
Yeah, I thought I saw a cool pose one, but then it didn't come up when I clicked on it. Oh shit, that one's all smashed up.
He's cool though, with like kind of punchy fists. There's like, are those robot guts coming out? Wow, man, yeah, really like them. They're great.
You caught me again. I haven't got one past you for like 3 weeks now. You're getting a lot better at this. You're learning fast.
I think like I learned your some of your tricks. Also, I think it was the time it all changed, Ben, when someone pointed out that I was playing the game and you were playing me. Because I was overthinking it too much, and now I'm just kind of trying to Occam's razor,
right?
Just go as just dead ahead as possible.
Which one's more likely, and ignore all other factors.
Yeah. Or like, you know, a little bit of the one that you had the big your big centaur story, and was like, there's no way Ben made that up because this story makes no sense. Like, there is no. This is just absolutely illogical, and Ben could not have done that. Not enough poop.
Not enough poop. I've stopped trying to bait you with poop.
Which normally works.
Worked like a charm the first few times.
So I'm still adhering to the poop embargo.
Okay.
But I think
we can lift it after this weekend.
Poop will be back next week.
Perfect. I'm missing it now.
Okay, so I have 2 tales for you.
Okay. Hit me. Let's get some pictures up.
Well, I don't know if the are going to be good pictures for these.
Okay.
Just how about Chaos Mutant?
Sure.
Great.
Look at that guy.
Sure. Chaos Mutants. Okay, so the Chaos Mutants. Are you familiar with the? Okay, that's great.
They look great.
The band of Chaos Mutants called the Unfleshed.
No. Tell me about the Unfleshed.
So weirdly, on the Iron Warriors topic as well. So the Iron Warriors, turns out they didn't have many Space Marines, and they needed more Space Marines.
Wow, man, if GW's taught us anything, it's we all need more Space Marines.
More Space Marines is more good. And so they've got something going on that they don't make Space Marines as quickly as other people make Space Marines, ?
Okay.
And so they came up with a process, which was called the reverse Caesarean, where they take like a captured gene seed from another Space Marine,
Yeah.
stick it on a kid, stitch that kid inside like a slave woman. And then,
how is this a baby?
Well, an adolescent.
Oh.
Then,
How do you fit that back in a person? Horrible surgery.
It's Iron Warriors. They sort it out.
Okay.
And so then they give birth to either a new Marine, fantastic, very, very good, or a mutant.
Ooh.
And sometimes you'll just die. But the mutants, they're all born without flesh. These guys are called the unfleshed. And
When you say flesh, do you mean skin or like?
yeah, skin, no skin.
Okay, but they have like muscles.
Yeah, they've got muscles.
They're not
no
just skelly men.
They're not skelly boys.
Okay.
And so they, then the Iron Warriors, any of these ones that aren't like up to scratch, up to code.
Are the ones that are Marines also no skin?
But they get, I think they have skin, yeah, sure.
Okay, sure.
But
Anyway.
the ones that don't have skin, they then flush them down the toilet. And
Okay.
so they've got like a big Iron Warriors fortress. And they flush them down the loo. And then they get spat out into the desolate wasteland of the demon world that they're on. And those that survive all join up into this band that are called the Unfleshed. And they are like, they have to survive against the perils of you're on the demon world and hunt and collect food. But they actually make like a little civilization for themselves and have just all round good times together. And weirdly, they're all very loyal to the Emperor, so much so that they even build like a shrine to the Emperor, because they were like, either as kids they were like loyal Imperial citizens, or like there's like a remnant, like a gene memory in the gene seed that was inside them.
Right.
And so very loyal.
Okay.
So these guys, they're living out in the wastelands.
Judge Dredd style.
Just Dredd style. And so in this story, like some Ultramarines, they crash land on this planet.
Yeah.
And they meet up with the Unfleshed.
Yeah.
And they see them as loyal citizens to the
Even though they look
Emperor.
like these guys.
Even though they look like these guys, they have no flesh, and their leader, their leader, who is literally called King of the Unfleshed, that's his name. And the Space Marines and the Unfleshed, they join up and they attack the fortress, and they escape from there.
Okay.
They go to another planet. Very sad. They're on this other planet, and the Space Marine commander's like, "Oh, how am I gonna?" The Unfleshed, they are loyal Imperial citizens, but people aren't gonna like them. They look like these guys. What am I gonna do? But then when they go there, a psyker mind controls all of the Unfleshed because they have like some chaos, because they've been living on a demon world this whole time. They're very easy to be possessed, and they then kill all of the like planetary defense force. And then the Grey Knights turn up and kill all the Unfleshed. And that's the end of the story.
Wow. It's terrible, and I hate it. Like, why would the Ultramarines see these guys and go, "Yep,
It's because they make like they've got like a ramshackle base that has like Aquilas and a little fake.
Yeah, welcome to Emperor Town.
Emperor Town. We're the Unfleshed. How you doing?
Wowzers. Okay, I'm on board with the horrible gene seed implantation thing from the Iron Warriors. That feels gross and true. Not so on board with the Ultramarines, like working with these guys, but then luckily it's not a ethical dilemma resolved because bad people took them over. And
the Grey Knights killed them all.
Yeah. That feels like classic Ultramarine story of, well, what do we do? Oh, well, no hard choices required.
Also, at the very end, because the King of the Unfleshed, he's the last one to die, and he has like a psychic vision because he's put out of his misery by the leader of the Ultramarines, and he sees like himself but with flesh. And so he dies happy. Oh, he doesn't die sad when they all got murdered.
Just wanted his meat back.
See his meat back.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
Jeez. Okay. Brilliant. It's weird. What else you got?
Okay, so the other one, I read a PDF of the Sons of Behemat book,
Okay.
which was just floating around.
What, like it's not out yet, but
It's not out yet,
it's
but
like
it was
a leak.
someone. It was like a leak, and so I was reading a bit about some of the lore. Mm-hmm. And you know all about the Sons of Behemat lore, right?
The Behemat was the biggest giant in town,
He was the world's titan.
and then that's all I know.
Okay, so the world titan, he was the biggest boy.
Probably an artwork, isn't there? Oh, there we go. That'll do. That's his eye. He looks a bit dragony.
Yeah, it's quite like ambiguous. Like, okay, I like this picture. It looks very much like a magic card to me. Okay, I was just gonna be like, wait, is it a magic card? But
What a big lad.
in the story, it's very ambiguous to his size because it's like, I don't know, like a Norse legend type thing.
Right.
As it's like, well, we'll get to it. So Behemat, he's very big. He gets kind of like tricked by the Chaos Gods because Behemat beforehand is basically a god and is like friends with all the other gods. Is friends with Gorkamorka, the god.
Okay.
Is friends with Sigmar. They're all just chilling. And then the Chaos Gods kind of trick it into maybe it's going to like smash the realm gates ?
Okay.
And so they send like King of the Space Marines to go with
hit it with his hammer.
hit him with the hammer, and he dies in one hit. And I was like,
That
that's
sucks.
so that bit 100% is true.
Okay.
That bit is definitely
Okay. So
lore. So right, there's three different types of Gargant tribe. And there's the War Stompers. There's the Kraken Eaters and the Siege Breakers.
okay. They're the three different models.
They're the three different models.
Each one belongs to like a different tribe.
So they cut their different tribes. They have very different like things going on.
Okay.
So when Behemat died, like its body fell to the ground and basically like made the world ?
Okay.
And so each of the different tribes are from different parts of
His body.
his body.
I think I know where this is going.
I wish. So the Kraken Eaters, they're the people that came from like the shore, which were like around Behemat's mouth, and they're like the smartest ones because they also came from like near the brain.
Okay.
The War Stompers, they came from the mountain range that were his feet, and they're like the most stampy, dangerous ones.
Right.
And the Siege Breakers, they did not come from his ass, sadly, but they came from the ravine, this like giant wooded ravine that was his armpit. And
Okay.
they're meant to be like the crazy ones. And the armpit is this giant like valley of woods that are so like dense and spooky that even beastmen won't go there. And they're the ones that hate like civilization the most. And so their whole thing is all about tearing down
Right. Buildings and stuff.
buildings. And like they just want to tear down any kind of like buildings, towns, structures. And one of the key features of the Siege Breakers is they're very smelly. And so any of them, like if you're going to a town or like they're going to attack somewhere, like days before, they'll be able to smell the Siege Breakers coming
Okay.
and prepare. And but even that's not enough to stop the Siege Breakers when they decide to take your town. And so the Siege Breakers will attack. They smash down the town, and they just want to tear down all the buildings. They then will collect up all the loot, and build like a big fire, like everything that can be burnt that was once the city all goes in the middle. They then get food, any of the booze. They then eat and drink, burn all the shinies and anything else, and like they dance. They dance the night away, and after they take a big place, they then basically whoever's kind of the biggest and also the smelliest then returns to the valley and makes the next wave of siege breakers that come out. It doesn't necessarily say they fuck, but they return and then the new wave of giants comes out. But they determine the smelliest, and I'm pretty sure they are sniffing each other's armpits. There's a lot of armpit things going on.
Right. Okay. Are they all male, though?
I think so.
Okay.
There was no reference to really like any kind of gender. Or,
obviously, the models look male.
They look quite like anatomically male. I don't have one of the models.
No reference or explanation.
A little thing, but there's no explanation to how the more giants come.
Okay. Smelly armpit giants.
Smelly armpit sniffing giants, or the unfleshed.
The unfleshed. Ooh. Well, I know nothing about Sons of Behemat and very little of Age of Sigmar lore in general. I mean, giants have always been gross in GW lore. So it's not out of the realms of possibility. But it does feel a bit weird and dumb. That's kind of the nature of this game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Two weird and dumb stories.
That's the angle.
My gut tells me first story is based on a true story told in a weird Tom way. Maybe leaving out key details that make it make more sense. God, even those preview articles of the giants, I didn't actually read any of them. I just looked at the pictures. So I know nothing about where these guys come from or what they do. I feel like my gut's telling me the giants are false, but I feel like a lot of it's probably true. Like I think the world, like Behemat, this guy falling down and bits of him turning into parts of the world, I feel like that's probably true, even if the rest of it's not true. I feel like you read the Behemat book hoping to find something dumb. Nothing very dumb existed, so you made up an armpit story. That's my theory.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to overthink it.
Yeah.
I'm going with my gut that the unfleshed is Lorehammer, and Behemat's smelly armpit boys is Yourhammer.
Okay.
I think you went on a fishing expedition and came back with nothing.
Wow.
Not that I would ever do such a thing.
Yeah, shit. So...
Like my own experience cloud my judgment here. I'm locking it in.
You are 100% right. You did it. The unfleshed, they are true. That stuff did all happen. And I think basically they're part of a different thing's story. And I just told you what the...
what happened to the unfleshed?
The unfleshed that kind of are just dotted around appearing.
Right. What's it from?
It was from...
Should we get chat back up? We didn't ask chat what they thought.
Oh, shit, chat.
I forgot.
Didn't even ask them what they thought. It's from The Killing Ground novel by Graham McNeil. Yeah.
Wow, never heard of it.
It's the one that has the demon Kaluba in.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Which is the birthing thing that I kind of glossed over quite a lot because...
Is it actually even weirder and grosser?
It's kind of really messed up.
I've read the first book in this series.
Oh no.
Nightbringer.
Nightbringer.
This is part 4 of a series.
Okay, great.
So no, like nothing that happened in part 4 was like relevant to part 1. Oh wow, there we go.
So yeah, that was that thing. Also, for the Giants, I didn't even read the book. I just made up all of it.
The whole thing was nonsense.
All of it, yeah. The only bit that was true was that the guy kills Behemat, and that's all I know. That's literally all I know, because that was in one of the articles here. Yeah,
That's amazing. I was hoping I was 100% right with like the fishing expedition going awry.
just no, didn't even read it. Didn't even didn't even have a fishing expedition. Just
Oh man, just made up a story. Shit, we're getting too good at this now.
is that the problem? Like, it's going to be bad if we go like
If we never trick each other again.
yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, what are we going to do?
Shit. We need to get better. We need to up our making up game.
Making up is
hard.
it's hard. It's hard to like gauge like how silly to go or how sensible to make it.
Oh man, I like it though. I'm excited to read the actual lore now. Find out if there's anything of what you said is like maybe true, because it totally could be.
Yeah, like because I was thinking of like a thing like was it like Norse or was it like Greek or something somewhere where they had like some like giant or like a Promethean or something, I don't know, went to sleep, and when it went to sleep its feet mated, and then that made like the Hydra or like weird things.
Yeah, there's loads of like
lines,
Greek and
or,
Norse
like,
mythology that just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Cried, and that's where horses come from. It's like, okay, yeah, the giant Ymir.
Ah.
Boom. Yeah, and so I was just trying to get like little references to stuff like that.
Yes, that sort of feels true.
And
Man, a lot of detail though. That was good. You had me guessing.
I was thinking about it earlier. But yeah.
No winners this time.
No winners this time.
Gonna have to double down. I've redoubled my efforts.
Yeah. Well, next week there'll be poop.
Yes.
Definite have some poop. I was thinking, like, God, do I put poop story in the Sons of Behemat? But I was like, oh, that would be too bait. It's like the new book that I know Ben definitely hasn't read. Like, you know, technically still isn't out yet. Mm-hmm. And like, if I'd have found it and that was conveniently a poo story,
that would be too good to be true, wouldn't it?
But if it turns out that is one, that would be great.
I won't read it.
Okay.
So you got free reign. If anything you can find in there is all yours.
Cool. Okay. Right. Poopy giant time next week. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe. Fingers crossed.
See how it goes. Yeah, I think that wraps up this segment of Yourhammer or Lorehammer. Everyone is a winner today.
Yeah, we had some fun. Tune in next week.
Tune in next time.
Or stay tuned for our Warhammer 2 campaign.
Do the stream where we're playing as Balthazar Gold.
The Gold Cocker.
The Gold Cocker.